to create anything great or invent anything novel, to offer anything unique, or even just to be yourself authentically is almost impossible when you are identified with society, when you are buying into a world that has rules and limitations and systems that you need to operate within. And this is such a tricky thing because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you have a perspective, if you have a belief, if you've bought into a paradigm, you will produce a world, a reality that confirms that to be true. Because it's a projection of your mind. You're going to be constantly seeing details of life that confirm to you that what you believe is true. What you've been taught must be real. And it's such a tricky thing to break free from, to get elevation from. And it's certainly not something that's encouraged. It is, in fact, the opposite. The sheep herd mentality of society is basically guilting you into not breaking free from this drone-like programmed mindset of this is the way it is, and there are certain limitations, there are certain rules, there are responsibilities, there are certain ways that you must adhere to in order to fit in order to be a good citizen, in order to belong. But nothing truly remarkable has ever been created from conforming to the status quo. And because it's not encouraged, in fact, it's almost vilified, there is a social anxiety, there is a seeming threat to your safety, to your personality, that if you go against the grain, you will be ostracized, you will be removed from your community, from your family, from your culture, from your society. And in some cases, this is the price that must be paid in order to truly be great, in order to truly create something profound, something groundbreaking, and to be a truly stand out individual, to be all that you're truly meant to be. And it requires great courage to do this. It requires a resilience and a conviction and a faith in life, because you will be met with resistance, opposition. You will be made out to be crazy. But it's the crazy ones that make the biggest impact, that change the trajectory of humanity, that inspire whole new possibilities. And if you're watching this, if you are resonating with this message, chances are that you are one of these people. But it's not easy, and it's not going to be easy. It's by design difficult, because it requires you to be strong enough, to have a mental, emotional fortitude enough that you can let go of the assumptions and judgments of other people, which is necessary to have that clarity of vision, to have that resilience, to have that confidence in yourself, to know that what you have to offer is valuable, and it is a piece of a greater picture that this world is calling for, even though on the surface it seems to be deathly afraid of. People say they want to change, but change means letting go of all of the comfort and safety in the limitations that we have been buying into. holding on to dearly. It is a false sense of safety, a false sense of security. And I believe in the heart of almost every individual on this planet right now, there is a deep and profound calling for truth, for freedom, for understanding, for peace, for abundance, for something which is so inherent to each of us and yet so foreign and alien within the constructs of our world. And that's why it starts and ends with you, because the world will only change as a reflection of your own change, of your own breaking free from the paradigm. And that's that great paradox, is that you must be willing to get beyond that self-fulfilling prophecy of whatever you think is the boundary of this experience, and be willing to explore the unknown, to take that leap of faith into your own inspiration, your own potential, and to just trust that you know what to do, because there is only your way. As much as the education system and the government and all these institutions would love you to believe that there is a way that you need to conform to, that you need to learn within, which has its own place, but ultimately there is only your way. And if you have the courage to step into that way, you will see that the way reveals itself underneath each step that you take. And that is your greatness and your destiny, and the only thing that's going to be truly fulfilling at the deepest level for you.